Guys, before today's video starts, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. You put on your post notification bell. If your friends aren't subscribed, make sure to subscribe as well and they put on their post notification bell. Today's video is real enjoyable. I opened the hood. We got stuff done on this car. Also, guys, we're going to be doing a 20,000 subscriber giveaway. All you got to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the post notification bell, follow my Instagram at tilted_TDI, and then comment down below. Done. That is all it takes. Guys, enjoy the video, and I'm excited for you guys to watch. All right, what's going on, guys? My name is Alex Whittick, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, today I'm super hyped. We got the TT in the background, and if you didn't see yesterday's video, definitely hit the link in my description. You don't want to miss out on yesterday's video. We test fitted some wheels, and we found out that we actually tore the serpentine belt in the previous day's video on the TT. I took the car for a drive, went up to the top of the hill, and well, I saw a serpentine belt on the ground, not knowing it was mine, drove the car home, parked it in the garage, absolutely no issues. Then I started the car up in the garage the next day, which was yesterday's video, and the serpentine belt had actually, I found out that it snapped off because I had no power steering when I went to go turn out of the garage to go for a drive. Now, we're gonna have to go and investigate because half of the serpentine belt ripped and the other half just fell off simply. So I'm trying to figure out why did this serpentine fell out. So let's open the hood on the TT and figure this out. And if you're not subscribed, guys, make sure that you're subscribed. We got lots of content coming out. Also, we have the 20K giveaway, so don't miss out on that, and enjoy the video. All right, so step one to this, I'm actually gonna have to manually open this door. I guarantee you the battery is dead. This key, I don't know if it works or what, but definitely just gotta open this car real quick. We gotta pop the hood, that's step number one. I did keep the OEM belt, but I'm not sure if it is a serpentine belt. I'm almost positive, but I don't know how the belts are lined out on this 1.8. I know on the Mark V TDI in the garage, the purple TDI, all it has is one serpentine belt that runs power steering and all that stuff, and the other belt is the timing belt, so there's only two belts. On this car, it seems to be the same type of setup. We've got the alternator up here at the top. Don't mind this. We gotta fix that. I don't know what that is. There's bolts missing, all that stuff. But anyway, you've got basically a whole alignment assortment of stuff we're gonna have to do. We're definitely gonna have to take off this boost pipe and stuff like that. But let's dig into this and at least figure out what we're gonna need to do, because I still want to drive this car and we won't have a belt for a couple days. So I don't want to go ahead and just start ripping this car apart, because we're gonna need to move it and stuff like that for the other videos that we have planned. So let's go ahead, grab that belt, and check it out. All right, so I've got the belt right here in my hand, and it looks like two separate belts, because this one half right here is a full belt, and then the other half that fell on the ground is, it looks like the other half of this belt. Now, the two pulleys right here that I can see visually behind this boost pipe, they're about 1 inch wide, which is about the width of your normal pulley. And this pulley right here is about 1/2 inch, and that other one is 1/2 inch. So if we sandwich these together, if it didn't rip, this would be 1 inch wide. I believe that's the standard width of these serpentine belts. So what seems to have happened was I went for the drive, only went to the top of my hill. I got on it, maybe since it was loose it ripped, but it looks dry rotted. This thing definitely had some problems with it. When I first pulled the car off the trailer the other day, when my friend had dropped it off and sold it to me, the belt was squealing. Every single time I started the car, the belt was squealing. So I figured, oh, something might be wrong with the belt, but I didn't know that it was actually going to throw itself. So the belt must have ripped because only half of it was at the top of the road, and then yesterday's video I figured out that the other half of the belt was underneath the car hanging. So what must have happened was the belt shredded itself, threw half of itself off at the top of the road. I turned around, I came down, I backed up, I parked the car in the garage, all this stuff, and I had power steering. But when I went to go start the car the next day, the belt must have just been a little bit crooked, and it just threw itself right off, because it started and it squealed, and then it must have hopped off because I had no power steering. As soon as I went to go pull out of the garage here and to go down the driveway, the belt popped off. So this motor looks kind of complicated, but it's not really all that complicated. I definitely want to go ahead and we'll get a new intake. I can only imagine that there's cracks in there. There's so many things we're gonna have to fix on this Audi, but there's a lot of parts that we're gonna be getting, so I'm really excited for that. And we're gonna need to get a new coolant ball. There's just so much stuff we're gonna need to clean up, like these little mounting brackets right here. I definitely want to take those out, clean those off, get them painted, definitely for a future video. I think it'd make for some real cool content refreshing this car up. This is a totally new platform to me. I'm only used to seeing the TDI motors, so I'm real excited to dig into this TT. And yeah, we got that O2 sensor mounted up on there the other day in the other video. And now the car definitely runs much better. Runs super smooth now that it's got new gas in it and stuff. There's just so much stuff to clean up on this car. It's sat underneath the tarp for so long, so let's hop right into it. All right, so first things first, we're gonna need to take apart this pressure side. It's only a simple coupler there and a simple coupler here. Now they're held on by hose clamps, so it's not hard. On the Mark V, I have those quick connect like clamps, I guess you can call them. They're like a C clamp, and it goes in there and it just locks in place. It's an OEM part. I believe that this is actually the OEM intake on here. I could be incorrect, but I've seen it on other TTs, and someone actually threw down in the comments the other day that that is an OEM stock part. But we will go in, we'll find out some more about that. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna remove this, so then we'll get a clearer view of the serpentine belt, where it's supposed to go, if the pulleys are straight. If one of the pulleys is bad, sometimes a bad pulley will make for, you know, stuff to be shredded because it goes out of line. So we got to find that out. So let's take this off and let's dig into it. All right, so it's a simple 2 clamps to take off to get your intake boost pipe off, essentially. So we got a 7 mil right here, and this is a 5/16. I don't know what size yours will be. These are just random hose clamps that the previous owner had put on here, but 1, just loosen it up a little bit. You don't have to take it all the way off. Make sure you don't lose any of your parts. And then since that's loose and this is loose, I'm gonna take off this side first. I'm just gonna bend it up. Nice. And then as far as the other side goes, you've got these 2 right here. You're gonna wanna take these off. Now on the intake boost pipe, there's gonna be these 2 vacuum lines. This one's gonna be a 6 mil. I've already gone ahead and I've loosened it up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen it up by hand just so I don't get it too loose. And then I'm gonna run over here and take my 5/16 hose clamp, and I'm just gonna loosen them up a little bit just so I can slide these both off. And just wiggle them, don't move them too much. You don't wanna rip anything. I got in there, that came off right there. And then this one's gonna come off as well. You might wanna jiggle this with a screwdriver or something like that. One of the things I forgot to point out, honestly, because I didn't see it because the previous owner didn't really take it all the way off and didn't tighten it all the way up, there's actually a bracket that holds, I don't know what it holds directly underneath there, but there's a bracket that's supposed to go all the way around the boost pipe and secure it down. Now that bolt is actually only hand tight. It's not even tight, and it's supposed to be a mounting bracket for the intake. That's why the intake was so floppy. I do mean boost pipe, I don't mean intake. It's the pressurized side of the intake, I should say. It's the one that goes from the turbo directly into the intake. So it needs to be stable and it shouldn't be flopping around, and it's flopping around. So we got to go ahead, take that mount off, then take that other vacuum line off, and then we'll be able to see inside there, and we'll be able to assess what kind of belt we need. Now the boost pipe is off. I didn't remove this one right here all the way just because it's super stuck on there. It might be dry rotted. I don't want to affect it too much. It looks like it's a new line, at least that's good. But this bracketry that's hanging down in here, I think it might have come in contact with the serpentine belt. It wasn't even bolted up or anything like it was supposed to be. We'll put that right there. But now we have a clear view of down into here, and we're going to be able to see what was hitting on here and where it runs to. So the bracketry was right there, and the serpentine belt, once it goes on this roller right here off of the alternator, it runs straight down. It doesn't go all around and do any craziness. So there's no way that would pop out to me and say that bracketry broke it. So most likely it did just dry rot. But as far as all this goes, now this opens it up and we're able to see what I did the other day when I put on the O2 sensor and how it goes in there and how it's nice and tight still. It's not moving around because it is tight. I did go in there and get it pretty good. But we're able to get access to the timing belt cover, and these cars generally do need a timing belt job between 100,000 and 120,000. That's the recommended. This car is from 2001. It's 2020. This car is about 19 years old. So let's go ahead and pop this cover off. At least just make it loose, and let's check it out and see how the timing belt looks. So if the timing belt isn't cracked and stuff like that, that's kind of good. But sometimes the timing belt doesn't have to look cracked, and the little teeth on the back side of it are actually, they start falling off. It's a Kevlar belt, so it will last pretty long. Usually they don't snap, they just skip teeth, and that's no good. So you want to change that around 100,000 to 120,000. So the car has 98,000 miles on it, so we're coming up on that pretty soon. Let's go ahead, pop this cover off right here, and this belt actually looks really good. I don't know how well you can see in there. I'm gonna pop this one off the back side right here. Now we can really see down in there, and that belt actually looks brand new. That belt has some writing on it and stuff like that. it's like printed on there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna take that cover off way more. I'm gonna get a flashlight in there and I'm gonna read what it says, and we'll be able to tell when it was manufactured, hopefully. Usually they have some kind of print like that on there. So let's go ahead and check that out. I looked at the timing belt and I didn't see any definitive text on the timing belt stating when that timing belt was made, because if it was made after 2001, that would indicate that that timing belt had been changed, and I would feel comfortable running my car for another probably 70,000 miles. Honestly, that timing belt looks brand new, and I'm really hoping that maybe I can get it to turn over at some point and we can recheck it, because that timing belt looks brand new. But it looks like there's supposed to be 3 studs on this KO4 turbo exhaust side, and there's actually 2 bolts, so we're actually only missing 1 is what it appears like. I'm actually gonna have to go ahead and look for how many studs this is supposed to have, because it looks like it's a triangle type exhaust side of the housing, and there's 2. There's one on top and another one on the top, and then there's the triangle piece at the bottom from what I can see with this limited space that I have. So it looks like we're only missing 1 bolt, and maybe we can actually just find out what the thread is and just go to the local hardware store or just order a nut. But it looks like the serpentine belt actually is just 1 serpentine belt, so we're only gonna have to go ahead and order 1 belt. I don't know how hard of the job is. It might be something kind of hard, but I'm excited to do it, and we get this car back up, charging, all that good stuff. So I'm excited for that. I'm gonna go ahead and put this intake piping back on, make it look all stock, make sure that the timing belt cover is all tightened up. It's just a couple clips that I took off so I could take off this main housing piece, and these clips are very simple. You go like that, and there's one on the back side, and then you're done. So nothing to worry about there, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw that back together. As you guys saw, we got the boost piping back on the car. We also got the vacuuming hose back on. These 2 are tight, that's tight, this is tight. I did not put the mounting bracket back on to stabilize this. Yes, it does move around. It's moving around just as much as it did before. The mounting bracket wasn't tightened down before, and for me to line it all up, it didn't really make sense if we're gonna be going ahead and taking this off in a couple days and the car isn't gonna go on the road. It doesn't really need to be tight, so it's no big deal. If you stayed this far in the video, guys, make sure you comment down below I stayed. I love seeing those comments, and I know who the real ones are whenever you say I stayed, and all the other comments are amazing as well, guys, so I'm real excited about that. But yeah, now we got this all tightened up, and we know about the timing belt looking good. Hopefully that is a new timing belt, because then we won't have to do a timing belt job. I hate those, and I've honestly never done one, so I don't want to do one, but they're a little more labor intensive. Yeah, everything is all tightened up, and I'm hyped about it. Guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. I'm really hyped that you guys got to watch the video and you stayed with me for this whole video through. I'm excited to get this new serpentine belt for the car. We'll be able to charge the battery, use all the accessories, start the car, and actually drive it around. It stinks that that belt broke, but honestly, with a new car like this, well, an old car but a new car to me, that's just the way it goes. You're gonna have Easter eggs like that, and I honestly expect a lot more things to go wrong on this car. Hopefully not big problems, but little problems. It's a 20-year-old vehicle. Luckily the top is good. A lot of these tops on these cars, soft top cars, usually the tops go, and that's a big part of these cars, and that top is flawless and it doesn't leak, which is awesome. So I'm hyped about that, and I'm excited to get this new serpentine belt. But guys, on that note, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for enjoying the content, and it makes me smile whenever I see you guys are hyped about the content. So I'm hyped about that, guys. And remember, don't anyone put you down. Build your dreams. Build your dreams, man. I'm doing it right now, and I love the support you guys are giving me. So I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you're enjoying the content, and I'm gonna end the video here. So guys, on that note, I hope you enjoyed. Peace. Love your car. Love your build. Goodbye. See you in the next one.